So this is the overview of the kitchen of the van. We'll walk through the sink, the oven, what's under the sink, the hot water heater, and then what's in these cabinets that will come with the van rental. So starting with the sink, as you can see, we have this nice detachable faucet. There's this cover that goes over the sink for when you're driving and also to create more counter space. When you're using the sink, you'll lift it off. We often just set it here when we're not using the oven. We have a nice deep sink. This sink drains directly onto the ground outside, so we ask that you use only the organic soap that we have that comes with the van, and just be thoughtful about what you're dumping down the drain and when you're dumping it. To turn on the sink, the switch for the water pump is right here directly behind the faucet, and you're just going to switch that on, and then it's going to work like a regular sink. The van will come with 20 gallons of water. That should be enough for most rentals, but we'll talk through where the tank is and how to refill it when we're in the garage. Moving over to the oven / stove. So this is a propane oven and stove. Our propane we'll also talk through when we go through the garage, but it has a two fail-safe system where you have to turn it on in 2 different places. So you'll turn it on in the back in the garage, and then there's also this button right here. And when you click this on and it's glowing blue, that means that the propane is on, and that means that it's off. Often we'll leave it turned on in the back when we're using the van and just use the on and off up here. So I'll turn it on right now. And then to light the stove, you'll need a lighter, which is in here, in this drawer. And then, yeah, the stovetop works as you would expect it to. Okay, and then, so that's the stovetop, and then to use the oven, it's lit with a pilot. So this here is the knob for the pilot. It's marked pretty obviously. You push to pilot and hold when you're lighting. Obviously propane has to be on. So then you'll open the oven. We do store some things in here, so you have to make sure to get everything out. And then you'll grab your lighter, be pushing down the pilot button, and then the pilot is in here, and you'll light that. And that's the oven. Okay, continuing the kitchen tour. Kitchen comes stocked with salt and pepper, scrubby for dishes, hand soap, knives, wine bottle opener, scissors, dish soap, and any cleaning materials you need are down here underneath the sink. And then to continue the tour underneath the sink, you can see we have cleaning wipes, dish soap. Your fire extinguisher is here. There's another one in the garage, but this is your kitchen fire extinguisher. Trash bin / 5-gallon bucket. And then this is the hot water heater. The hot water heater is a pretty large pull on the batteries for the van, so we recommend if you're using it to be plugged in or to be aware that you might not have lights that evening if you are heating all of the water. In order to turn the hot water heater on, you need to have the inverter on in the back, which we'll go through with the garage tour. And then you'll turn on this switch right here. And this is actually on right now. So when you switch it up, the hot water heater is on. It's a 7-gallon tank. It takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to heat up all of the way. And then once it's heated up, you can have hot water in the sink if you'd like, or in the shower in the back, which we'll walk you through. I'll say when we do dishes, we tend to heat hot water in a kettle on the stovetop rather than use the hot water heater, just because it's a better use of our battery resources. But that is the hot water heater. Up here is some more pantry items. So you have dishes, silverware, some Rubbermaid containers, cups, coffee maker. We have a mocha pot in here, and the van will always come stocked with some coffee and oil for cooking. And this will come with the van with every rental.
Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through where the refrigerator is and how to use it. we will have it set up with a freezer on one side and a refrigerator on the other, but you can set it to both be refrigerators, or you can set them both to be freezers if you want. So we have these pillows in the van, and one thing to know is that if you get cold, there is a zipper here, and you can open it up, and these are additional kind of comforter blankets that you can use on the bed. So that's in there, just to know. To get to the fridge, you are just going to take this off. I usually just leave it right there, and it comes up on hydraulics. And so the cooler is a Dometic fridge, and so it's double-sided. And so on this side we have a freezer, and on this side we have the refrigerator set up. It's got a light. It's really nice, really convenient. It does sometimes move a little bit in this bin, so you may have to adjust so that the doors come up on it, but it shouldn't be a very challenging thing. If the temperature you need to change, or if anything, you go under this cushion here where the toilet is, and then you can get access to the side of the cooler, which is behind this here. And so there's a little screen here that says that currently the right side is at 9 degrees Fahrenheit and the left is at 39. So that's set for freezer and refrigerator, and you can set the temperature with the buttons to the side of it. But you shouldn't have to do that. And that's all there is for the refrigerator.
Okay, continuing, last step of the kitchen tour, we also keep some pantry items in here that will be stocked for rentals. So this cabinet will come with some kind of like basic dry goods, unfortunately not full of gelato, cutting board, cooking utensils, and some basic spices will come with every rental. And we tend to keep our food in here when we're camping.